Great. And I certainly encourage you all to ask the current students who are around at lunch and in your technical spotlights to talk about their capstone experiences. And also, we'll have a student panel here for the student experience and a student panel for career in the afternoon, and we'll talk about their capstones in that as well, so you get an idea of the diversity and what folks get out of that experience. All right, and I see some of our student panelists are getting on deck here. So my part will be brief. Again, my name is Beth, and a little bit about me. I've been with the MEng program since the first class started in fall 2011. Before that, I was at our business school, Berkeley Haas. I'm also a Berkeley undergrad, and I did a one-year master's program at Harvard, so I certainly know what it's like to do that intensive, accelerated one-year master's and, you know, packing for a year, moving across the country if you want any advice on that. And Joy Ahn is our student services advisor. She'll be leading the panel, and she works really closely with the students on advising with Wayne on the capstones, and she's been around for almost 3 years here at the Fung Institute. She comes from UC Irvine, where she worked primarily with international students, so she also knows a lot about that experience as well. So, enough about us. I want to talk a little bit about you. This is the class profile for the admitted students for this fall. And as you can see, you're an exceptionally qualified bunch, high levels of academic achievement, excellent research and work experience. You're also really geographically diverse. So we have students coming from 38 countries and everywhere from A to Z, literally Australia to Zimbabwe. So that was pretty neat. I was glad we got a Z in there. And then this is a breakdown of the admitted class in proportion to the departments, because I get this question a lot. So you'll get to know your department peers really well, of course, because you're in a lot of classes together, because the technical classes as well. But you also benefit from the diversity of the full MEng cohort in your leadership classes, your communication classes, the interdisciplinary capstones. And also, within our leadership classes, we also have Master of Translational Medicine students. That is a great group of researchers and doctors who are doing a joint degree between Berkeley and UCSF. So it's another great group that will become part of your network. All right, so let's specifically talk now about the Master of Engineering program and the key differentiators that distinguish us from other programs that you may be considering. Many of them were addressed earlier today, but just to plant the seed in your head again, real-world application. So those real-world projects that straddle engineering and business in the capstone experience, that's really unique here at Berkeley. Innovative curriculum. I work with Professor Fleming and Professor Belev, and we literally change the leadership curriculum every year. It makes our jobs really fun. But, we offer different classes. We use different lecturers because we really want something that's new and fresh and resonates with you and your experience and the goals you have for after your degree. Again, to echo what Coleman says, we don't use just lectures. We use case studies, simulations, group exercise, negotiations. A lot of stuff puts you to the test, to doing a lot of work, especially in teams. And then career acceleration is a really important part of this program. Julie and Jocelyn will talk a lot about this in the afternoon, but I just want to emphasize, UC Berkeley has a lot of resources. Your department has resources, but specifically at MEng, we have dedicated career services. And that, combined with our proximity to Silicon Valley, is really unique and really special. So that tailored advising and those opportunities are really important. So going on to look at what does your year ahead look like for a typical full-time MEng student. This is your year, fall and spring semesters. And what I want to emphasize here is the boot camp. So you'll be on the ground as of August 14th for orientation and then go straight into 8 days of boot camp. That's 3 hours of class a day, primarily the case discussion. So you'll be preparing cases the day before and then talking about them in your classes the next day. Then as the semester starts, you'll be taking a couple of technical electives, your capstone project, teamwork, or your experience course in the fall, and then, of course, Professor Belaev's class throughout the year. And that's a really important connection to all of this coursework because what you work on in that communications course is writing and presentation skills as they relate to your capstone. And to the question that was asked to Wayne earlier about, what are the takeaways from the capstone, the thing that I hear a lot is when students go into interviews, they have this amazing capstone experience, so they can talk about their skill set in a really dynamic way, but they know how to talk about it. They know how to do that elevator pitch because they practiced it a lot in Professor Belaev's class. So it all ties together, to really help you be successful going into industry. And then I should also emphasize we have another boot camp, so 10 intensive days of leadership courses in early January. So we bring you back early. So you have a little bit of a shorter winter break, but it's worth it. Everybody loves the January boot camp. This gives you a sense of the courses, the one-unit course modules that we offer in the engineering leadership curriculum. And these are taught by a variety of different instructors. So we try to mix it up. We use everybody from lecturers from the business school to practitioners. So for example, entrepreneurship is taught by Naeem Zafar, who has started 7 companies, and he is really involved in the Silicon Valley community, and he's consistently one of our highest ranked professors here and at the business school. We also use and invite back every year an instructor, Ron Starr, who has a full-time job running his emerging companies group at his law firm. He's a JD MBA from Harvard, but he represents startup companies, and he works in San Francisco. So he has a depth of experience to share with everybody. And then, of course, Professor Lee Fleming teaches many of the case discussions in boot camp as well, primarily R&D tech management as well as technology strategy. One thing I wanted to emphasize, actually just go back a second, is frequently asked question. Is this all you can take? No, you can certainly take more classes. This is what you need for the MEng degree, but many of our students do take 1 or 2 extra courses, the most popular being something like Lean Launchpad or another business plan class at the business school, and then something like data visualization or another data science class at our School of Information. So you can certainly add on to your schedule if you like, though this is also challenging on its own. This gives you an idea of what engineering leadership courses we offer both in the boot camp and then in the fall semester. And this is on our website, but I'm happy to also answer any detailed questions at lunch, or you can find me by email or phone at any time before you start the program. One of the last things I want to emphasize before we move to our student panel is just that the support network. So UC Berkeley is a large university, and there's all the benefits and drawbacks that entails. But what that also means is you're part of the Berkeley network, the Berkeley group of alumni and students. So there are so many resources out there. But then you're also a member of the College of Engineering, and then your department. So all the student resources, the career resources, the library, the labs, the alumni groups. And then you're also a member of the Fung Institute. So we like to say you're dual citizens of your department and of the Fung Institute. So just the layers of support are there for you because you're only here for 9 months. We really want to help you succeed. That's our job. So, we want you to come to us with any problems. Come to us early, come to us often to help us, not only solve any challenges you may be having, but to make the most out of the program. Talk to us and get some feedback early so we can really help you make the decisions that will, again, put you on the path towards your primary goals for this degree. And then just a sample of what's going on here on campus over just like these two couple of weeks. So what I did is I said, there are so many things going on campus, so many things you can take advantage of. Believe me, you won't be able to do it all. But what I did is I just went back to my email and said, what are 3 amazing things happening now, this week? So, for example, Seed Jam is a hardware technology expo. That was on Wednesday. Berkeley Builds is a design hackathon that's happening this weekend. And then we have the Asia Business Conference at the Business School next weekend. So really, there's always something going on that you can be involved in. So it's just a great environment to be a part of. So on that note, don't just take it from me. You want to hear it from the students as well. I'm going to invite up Joy on and the student panelists to tell you more.